Guatemala is a wonderful country with a beautiful climate and kind and generous people. 13 million Guatemalans live in a mountainous landscape. The country is the northernmost in Central America, lying just south of Mexico and Belize. It is primarily an agrarian country, exporting coffee and developing its light manufacturing, tourism, and winter vegetable exports. Low levels of education, poor infrastructure, and an underdeveloped capital market continue to hinder economic growth. Unfortunately, 1/2 of Guatemala's population lives in poverty. Descended from the Mayans, the Guatemalans were colonized by Spain over 300 years ago. They have a representative democracy, although the country was engaged for 36 years in a civil war. During that period, a group of Guatemalans and resident foreigners joined together to respond to the urgent needs of rural communities affected by the ongoing violence. They created an organization called P.A.V.A, a Spanish acronym meaning Aid Program for Highland Communities. Initially, P.A.V.A provided emergency relief to isolated villages. Food, seed, and building materials reached hard-hit communities. For 25 years, P.A.V.A has worked on development projects following the principle of community-initiated proposals. P.A.V.A continues to foster development and leadership in rural towns and villages in the Guatemalan state of Chimaltenango.
P.A.V.A se dedica fundamentalmente a 4 programas.
P.A.V.A is dedicated to 4 fundamental programs: education, scholarship, environment, and infrastructure. P.A.V.A always works in the following way. It receives requests from the communities, and based on the needs of the people in these communities, we undertake the projects.
We're working together with the Ministry of Education, and they gave us 119 schools. And our job is to pay for the teacher training, but also set up the mini libraries so that the teachers will have the material to work with the kids and explore all the new techniques. A group of students from villages that don't have a secondary education, that want to continue studying, and we provide them 6 years of a career. We provide a scholarship that covers part of their uniform and their books and all of their materials that they need for the school, plus some need transportation. And we make sure that they have the food for it and a place to live. 74 students this year. Once a year we get them in a camp, and this year it was called Excelencia Extrema, and we've decided to let them go in and connect with their talents and their gifts, work on their self-esteem and on knowing themselves very well and being able to project their future, widen their options, widen their vision of what their possibilities are.
With regard to the environmental program, I work with numerous community groups throughout the state of Chimaltenango.
P.A.V.A has worked with rural communities on a wide variety of environmental initiatives. Families have relied on ever-increasing amounts of firewood for cooking over open fires, leading to unsafe living conditions, respiratory ailments, and loss of forests. They have had limited access to safe drinking water. The lack of understanding sanitary conditions has complicated the issue. Expense or lack of nutritional knowledge has often limited the healthy diet of rural Guatemalans. P.A.V.A helps to organize and work with local communities to teach them new ways of using existing resources and introduce new technologies. Oftentimes, P.A.V.A provides financial assistance to initiate a long-term, community-supported project. The O'Neill stoves, introduced by P.A.V.A in 2006, have been well received. They are fuel-efficient and safer, as they eliminate the open flame and vent the smoke from the houses. P.A.V.A underwrites 50% of the cost and allows the families to pay the balance over time. P.A.V.A works with communities to maintain tree nurseries critical to the environmental sustainability of the region. It provides thousands of seedlings and the technical expertise for the communities to raise future forests.
P.A.V.A supports us with 2 wells so we can water our vegetables.
Once you start pumping, these valves throw water up into the tubes.
Y entonces empiezan a traer
Bring
agua.
it up. Okay, okay, okay.
We're seeing about latrines. There are 45 families. They need 24 latrines.
Fíjese que
Ever since we started planting vegetables, it was a change for us because this helps us a lot. For example, radishes, carrots, beets. Now we don't need to buy this in tech pan because we have vegetables that we planted ourselves.
With regard to infrastructure projects, as a first step, we have a visit to the office from the community or beneficiaries, and they fill out an application explaining their need. We're here to ask for assistance with the construction of a school for 140 students. The next step is that P.A.V.A staff visits the community to verify the need. P.A.V.A constructs its projects in a 3-way manner: the local municipality, P.A.V.A, and the beneficiary community. We 3 have to be organized together so that the project advances. If one part fails, then the work is not possible. With regard to bridges, before we get started, we make an agreement with the local mayor to improve the roads.
The request had come in for the new bridge, and we had looked at doing what's called a cable suspension bridges. The total length of the cables are 137 feet long, and the height above the stream bottom would be probably about 22 feet. The big challenges that happen with a pedestrian bridge are that you can't get access. So all of our materials have to be hauled down the mountain, so to speak, to the site. In this case, it was a 1,200-foot drop. All of the cement and rebar had to be hauled down that mountainside by the community. Down at the site itself, of course, we didn't want to haul our stone and our gravel and our sand, so the community literally took this material out of the river, sifted it, and screened it and washed it so that we could use it in the concrete. Tremendous amount of work by really a relatively small community.
We work on an average of 3 water projects a year. Over there is the water tank for the school children. Now, in town, everyone here has water faucets in their houses. School construction also proceeds where there is need and the community requests assistance. But we build schools where there is no formal school building. When P.A.V.A sees need, then it will indeed build a school.
Last year, we were giving classes, and it was very difficult to teach the little ones, who needed a lot of material. In the new school, thanks to P.A.V.A, the work will be very different because I will be able to use materials and do various activities with the kids.
Los fondos de P.A.V.A son
P.A.V.A funds are used in this manner. We have help from the P.A.V.A Foundation in the U.S., but when we take on projects, the municipality supports a percentage of the cost. P.A.V.A supplies another part, and the community contributes the rest of the funding.
In Guatemala, there are lots of needs. There are many families with economic problems. I think that people in the U.S. support the institution P.A.V.A. We can transform this into more help for everyone. Because P.A.V.A is non-profit, it's for the benefit of everyone. We don't ask anything in return. For example, the students, we give them the opportunity, and when they graduate, then they go help their communities and families.
One of our scholarship students this year won a 4-year scholarship to go to the campus of the University del Valle, and it's a 4-year scholarship which is worth 17,000 quetzales per year. And so we need to, raise the funds, other additional expenses that she will have to provide that her family cannot afford. But that's very exciting, and that's a first, and I hope it sets a precedent for other P.A.V.A scholarship students.
We appreciate the harmony of the municipalities and the educators. We have a common objective. They help in one way and we help in another. And these 2 parallel contributions make for a great result.
ya termina con ese
Now that you finished this project, do you want to take on more projects? Are you more united now? Yes, more united.
Gracias a Dios que P.A.V.A.
Thanks to God, P.A.V.A helped us buy the land up there. Now, we're planning to build houses. Since we don't have the money now, we'll do it little by little.
poco a poco vamos a...
P.A.V.A has helped me a lot because I come from a family with few economic resources. When I entered the middle school, I said to my father, perhaps we will obtain a scholarship that will help me with my studies. The truth is that I have been helped a lot. Thanks to God, this year I will begin my career studies.
There is a need in Guatemala for help. There are many P.A.V.A projects that are already underway and many more that are waiting to begin. P.A.V.A is a unique organization operating in a unique way. It is an organization that actively collaborates with villagers to achieve their goals. It encourages leadership and cooperation with governmental bodies at a local level. And it provides technical and financial support to see projects through to completion. P.A.V.A's projects are successful because both the individual and the community grow stronger.